Hello everybody, welcome back to another fantastic video. Mine's Kale, welcome back. So, this is Gigantamax Meowth. Yes, this is what people have been waiting for since the beginning of this season's debut. They were hinting at us that Gigantamax Meowth will be coming out. Unfortunately, by the time it actually got here, people really did not want it because it's absolutely terrible. But it's more of a candy and, well, it's more of a Stardust XP grind. So, you know, that's basically what this was. It's more of a Stardust and XP collection. This Gigantamax actually gave you quite a lot. This Gigantamax Raid Day gave you quite a lot of XP. If you bought the ticket, it gave you about 105,000 XP. And you'll see that we did level up in this episode, which we'll see in a bit. But yeah. And then Stardust, you had like 55,000 Stardust, I think. But anyway, we'll find out when I look through the clips throughout this video. Other things, I didn't put it in the title. We did get a hundo throughout this event. So, the hundo is somewhere in this footage. So, stay tuned for that. If you want to see the hundo CP, which is 527, is that the hundo that we're looking for. No shiny. We did not get the shiny. Meow. To be honest, I can't be bothered. We couldn't really raid as much, but because I turned up late, and by the time I turned up, people have done their raids. They really did not buy the ticket, so by the time it dwindled drastically, and then we didn't really raid as much by the time it got to 4 o'clock. So yeah, didn't raid as much. So most of that ticket went to raised. All the was it power energy we still have in our account, so it ain't gone totally to raised. We just got 5,000 power spot energy that we can use for the next one if it's anything good, because we've still got some Gigantamax stuff that we'll be sorting. Right, we are going straight in. Firstly, we need to add the star pieces, because of course, it's what we need. It's because we want the Stardust, and we want the XP, so we want to do Stardust and Lucky Eggs. Okay, now we've done the Stardust, let's add the Lucky Eggs to the mix. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Well, we can only do 4 with me and the alt account. Yes, I do use the alt throughout this. Oh, we've got some snow over there. Anyway, so let's go into the first Gigantamax raid, that one at failure. Here we go. We found the raid group. Boom. Let's go in with Snorlax, Blissey, and Machamp. Since we don't have the Gigantamax Machamp, because we did not do those during last year, what I did here is there will be another Max finale at the end of the Gold Fest. So, whatever's been in raids throughout this first half will be in the Max finale. Probably last year's Max finale's Pokemon as well, hopefully. Probably not. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on throughout this, but also this is the first season of 2026, almost coming to an end. After this Gigantamax meowth. Yeah, it does mark literally the end of this season, almost. We've still got Gold Tour, which does mark, officially does mark the end of the Precious Path season. And we go into the next season, which, whatever that's called, we don't know. But this does mark the end of, sort of, the end of Precious Path, since this is the big event of that. And we're going straight into the next one. There we go. Boom. So going straight in to the next raid. Well, the next Gigantamax raid. Or Gigantamax battle is what technically they're called. So that's what I have to keep remembering, is Gigantamax battles, not raids. So going into the next one. So Meowth isn't that usable. I know that it has Gold Rush, but apparently it doesn't give you any any Pokeballs at all. That's probably why they just giving the Pokecoins for these two battle passes. Because of course the Pokemon Meowth and of course Gimbal does give Pokecoins, so throughout the battle pass they give it Pokecoins instead of making it so you can get them by using these Pokemon. So these are so it's unfortunate that they can't get any free to play bits and bobs throughout this, but of course. And we're getting friends with a bunch of people. That's actually nice. That we've got different friendship levels with a bunch of people. I don't think I even got friends with a bunch of these before. The Gigantamax raids. Kind of forgot to go through it with all my things, so that's nice that's done that. And we've got 100,000 XP there. And that gives me level 66. So, if you just noticed, yes, that is level 66. But we'll show you in a minute of that. But it does make it that we are now level 66. We'll be working on our gap to level 67. There we go. Is it going to come? Is it going to come? Oh, there we go. It's moved over to level 66. There we go. 1,752 Pokemon caught, and quite a couple of Pokemon spun throughout that part. And going straight into the next Gigantamax battle after reaching level 66. Halfway through February 2026, and we are now level 66. So there we go. So if I keep going, we'll probably be level 67 next month. But it does get much harder though to level up. I think level 67 is the last one that I could do in a month. And I think level 68, 67 to 68 is quite hard to do in a month. And then you've got 68 to 69, that's quite hard. 69 to 70, that's pretty hard. But we'll see how we're going to do that. But there we go. It's only been out for a couple of months, the level update, and we got to level 66. So, you know, I'm not leveling up all that fast. I'm taking my time with it trying to do as many of these Gigantamax battles as I can, as that helps me out quite a lot with these these levels, and with the Stardust, that I can power up Pokemon when the game tells me to, so there we go. Oh, got another friendship bonus there. 105,000 XP. Nice to see it. And you do get 37,500 Stardust. So yeah, you do get quite a lot of XP for these. Well, you did get a load of XP for these, so if you missed it, then basically 105,000 XP is basically the same as getting a best friend in Pokemon Go. That was brilliant. Actually, did I no, yeah, I think it's this one. Oh yeah, I keep actually forgetting before I get into the battle to heal up my Blissies and Champ, and of course the Snorlax, but we use a mixture of Blissey and Snorlax throughout this. I know in the first bit that we're using Snorlax, then of course we're using Blissey, so we do tend to just mix it up a little, using either Snorlax or Blissey as per tanks. Yeah, none of my Dynamax Pokemon are powered up. Sorry about that, I have no idea what that was. So none of my Dynamax Pokemon are powered up to level 40. It's because I really don't need it. Basically, there you go, a bunch of people using Zacian and Zamazenta. I would be using my Zacian and Zamazenta if I had them. But I'm currently Nuzlocked in, so we can only power up Pokemon when the game tells me to. And also, we can't power anything up past Mewtwo, which very few Pokemon are going to go past Mewtwo. And one of them is Zacian and Zamazenta. They do surpass Mewtwo in the CP, so we can't really do that right now until Mewtwo gets bulk out, and probably when it gets level 50. But there'll be a long time before we actually be able to do that, as we'll probably, even though we're probably level 40, it's before we ever fuse it to the shield forms of them. Is that the 398? Okay. That was not the Hundo. We do have a Hundo in this. I just keep forgetting. I can't remember where we actually did get it. Okay, now I need to remember to keep healing up before we go into the next G-Max battle. That would actually help me out a lot. Okay. There we go. Going into the next one. Boom. There we go. Let's check the IVs on this one. What's the CP? Once we get through all the item awards. 427. There we go. That's the Hundo. That's the Hundo right there. The 427. So I told you it would get one. But that is the Hundo Meowth. There we go. At least we get it. We got the Hundo Meowth in that Dynamax raid. Or Gigantamax raid, sorry. Oh, and then this is me because, of course, you can only collect 800 max particles a day. My Gigantamax meowth research was taking a very long time for me to actually get all the Dynamax, all the Gigantamax max particles. So by the time I get a max raid, I kind of run out of max particles. Yeah, that's annoying. So yeah, we kind of have to pay for max particles just to keep me going into the next raid over and over. So throughout this, instead of using my actual max particles that I actually had. So unfortunately, by the time I was able to actually unlock all the max particles from the paid research, that for some reason took ages for me to grab because it didn't load until the end of the end there for me. It was too late. It was the end of the event because everyone started going home. So fortunately, could not be dueled by myself and a few others. So we chose not to bother. But going into this raid right now. With Blissey Magchamp, so I know what I'm doing. Sort of. I kind of just try. Oh, there. Yeah. This is where the numbers really dwindled from about 100-ish people to 100-ish like accounts, and to about 95. So it was really dwindled quite a bit, but we've still been able to be taken down, which is nice. We got the Hunter out of it, which is pretty nice. That we got the Hunter. But yeah. What do I say about Gigantamax Meowth? One, it was a brilliant event. Would have been out a lot longer. But yeah. Shame it couldn't give us coins. But it did give us XP, so it's not too bad. For people that need it, it helped a lot with literally all these raids giving the same amount of XP as best friends. It does add up. My own goal is leveling up this entire year to try and get to the road to level 80. From the road to level 70. I was planning on getting to level 80 this year, so getting to level 70 is my goal, which will probably end up surpassing, reaching in, at level, probably in a couple of months, so that's not too bad. Also, we did get a 98 as well, if I recall, but I can't remember what the 98 CP was. 410. I think that might actually be the 98, the 410, because of course 427. No, probably ain't. No, yeah, that one it. Because if 427 is the nut Hundo, it would be just below that. Anyway, this is what I mean. It's like it took so long to actually get a bunch of the energy. Well, the max particles, even though I bought the actual research. There we go. So, it took a while for the research to come through, which was annoying. But yeah, yeah, as you can see, it's dwindled drastically of the amount of people that's in the raid. And a lot of my Pokemon are dying much faster. So I'm just switching in and out of Pokemon. My attacker and then my tank, which is the Blissies. So yeah. Almost down here. Doing the next max phase. And switching back to Blissey to tank the Meowth. Because it just does neutral damage, so you can still do it. Boom. There we go. That's the next hotspot there. Of course, we've got a couple of more raids to go. What's that? Hang on. I know you. What is that? 410. 409. Sorry. Not the 98. So yeah. Anyway, what did I think of Max Battle? This Gigantamax Battle. I was happy with it. One, because it made me level up to level 66. We got the Hundo. Unfortunately, the move Gold Rush really doesn't give you anything, which is unfortunate. But yeah, Meowth is pretty useless out of all the Gigantamax other forms all the other Gigantamax raids that there are, max battles there are. I think there are only a few handfuls that are actually pretty good. But yeah. But you know, there's only a select few of the Gigantamax Pokemon that are actually really good. Most of them are the starters, but some of them are quite like mythicals as well. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. Gigantamax is not really a system in Pokemon Go that actually helps with anything apart from Gigantamax Pokemon. Dynamax is where it really is. Gigantamax is just an extra damage. But there's very select few Gigantamax Pokemon that are actually worth it in terms of DPS. So, Meowth, not one of those Pokemon at all. Snorlax is pretty good. It's just a tad better as a normal type raid attacker than Meowth is. So, you know, it's there. You know, it has its moments. So 416, I think that might be the 98. Probably, you know, it's one of those things. So now we are going into, I think, just waiting for the next Gigantamax max battle before we can go into one. Yeah, but yeah, we have not seen this screen bit for a while because I cut out a lot of this over when we do raids and all of that. Of course, people are doing that Palkia, so while people are doing that Palkia, I'll probably see what I can do. Yep, there you go. As you can see, for some strange reason, near enough the end of this video, I can unlock all of the Gigantamax meowth max particles. I'm not 100% sure why it took so long to finally get this when I absolutely need it earlier. And also, we can finally level 40 our Shadow Groudon. And then we put some more levels into this Groudon that we've got in 2024. So we can add that to the team. And that's almost to the end of all of our Pokemon that I wanted to power up this season. Oh my god, I can't believe I almost powered up a bunch of our Pokemon this season. Actually, some of them are pretty good and meta relevant, like the Groudon. Then of course the last Pokemon that I want to power up this season is the Zamazenta, but we've still got the other Groudon to power up before that. So, and then we'll be working on the Zamazenta, which is actually pretty cool that we almost got to the end of all the Pokemon that we wanted to power up for this season of Precious Paths. And then we'll be working on the next lot. But if you want to stay tuned for that, I will be posting on my Instagram, BlueBuddyCollie. So check that out. And then of course I will be posting what the next bunch of Pokemon I will be powering up in the next season. Some of them you already probably know throughout this video where we've been dumping our candy into. So that was fun. Let's go into our last Gigantamax battle. I think, yep, there we go. Let's jump into the last one. This is going to be fun. Yep, sorry about that. Someone decided to text me for some reason. I do try and cut them out, but you know, it's quite difficult to plan that. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 9. Well, yeah, you know what? It was fun. This entire season, we've got some brand new Pokemon that we'll be looking forward to be getting, and then we've powered up quite a lot of our Pokemon from the very beginning. And then, you know, yeah, we powered up quite a lot of our counters. I'm excited to find out what the next season holds for us. But, of course, we still got the Gold Tour. So, that'll be exciting. Because, of course, we've got Origin Form, Palkia and Dialga. So, of course, I won't be adding them to the team. Not yet, anyway. Until we power up what our Pokemon that I want to power up, and then I'll be adding them. But adding them will be, a lot of Pokemon will be pushed back. So, I don't know. Is that the 417? I don't know what this one is. I don't know. But to end this video, let's give our Magchamp some love by giving it the powering up fully maxed out on the Max Knuckle. That's pretty nice. So that's where I'm going to end today's video. So, of course, this is the end of Precious Paths. Not yet, by the way, because we've got 2 more weeks of Precious Paths. Well, of course, that's more of a candy grind than it is to powering anything up. So we've got Sorgaleo and Lunala coming in the next week and a half. And then we've got all of the Road to Kalos, then the Kalos Tour itself, which will then mark, Saturday and Sunday will then mark the end of Precious Paths. Then you've got 2nd and the 3rd of March. But we don't know yet what will be in raids then. So, anyway, thanks so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and of course hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.